Hi there. This is Unit 4, Lesson 1 on angles basics. So, an angle that we're looking at has a obviously angle measure that we can represent with the Greek letter theta. Sometimes we use other Greek letters also. There's an initial side, which is the side that is what you start from, and then the terminal side, which is what you include in your measure. A degree is what unit we have that's represented by a small circle thing that is up. Um, so probably you're gonna think if you have like 45 degrees, that would look like this. If it's even to show up, kind of frozen on. It should show up soon. There we go. And so that 1 degree is 1/360th of a rotation. So there's 360 degrees a whole rotation. So you in elementary school you have angles that look like that, and the maximum degree that you could have is 90, but that's only one of the full section of the axis we use. And 90 times 4 is 60. So that makes sense. Standard position, that's if the initial side is on the positive x-axis. So basically, if they tell you that, you just assume that. And the positive x-axis is basically where x coordinates will be positive. If you have a clockwise angle measure, then the angle will be negative, and if it's counterclockwise, then it's positive. So it might be opposite of what you think, but that's what. So name a possible angle. So for number 1, we see where our angle measure is. The arrow is pointing counterclockwise. Counterclockwise goes like this, and clockwise goes like this. Just think of how a clock goes. If you have a clock, pretend that's 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. It's going to go this way, isn't it? That's what it's going to do. But if it go wrong way, it would be if it went that way. And that's what counterclockwise is, what it went that way. So that's how you know it's clockwise or counterclockwise. And so we know that it starts where it starts is right. Hang on, right here where I just drew a blue dot is 0 degrees. That's where it starts, and where it ends is right here. And that arrow length is what our angle length is going to be. So we know that if we did this whole thing, that would be 90 degrees. So, and it looks like it's about halfway, so that would mean 45 degrees. So we can say this is about 45 degrees. Number 2, this time the angle is going, oh wait, it's still going clockwise. So we're going to have a positive angle. It starts right here, and it ends right here. So along this path, what angle is it? So we know that we can say this is about halfway, so this is going to be 45, and this whole thing is 90. This whole thing is 90, and then this whole thing is 90. So we have 45 plus 90 plus 90 plus 90. That is almost a 360-degree angle, because it makes it almost all the way around. So 90 plus, or 45 plus 90 plus 90 is 315. And since it's counterclockwise, that's positive 315 degrees. All right, the next one is number 3. This one's a little bit crazy. because it's going to be greater than 360 degrees because we have multiple rotations. But it starts, this time it's going clockwise because it starts here and then we're going, sorry, my iPad's messed up. Keep going. And then it ends right here. It's not showing up on my computer yet. Just gotta wait a second. But it is clockwise, so that's going to be negative angle measure. So sorry that it's messed up. It's not showing up on computer, even though I did it on the iPad. So there we go. Of course, it does it right when I start right there. So I'm going to do this in a different color so it's easier to see. How about let's do it in this purple. Okay, so this part that looks like about, well, this whole thing is 90. Then basically you get all the way to here. Here, if I do that, that part that I just did in yellow, that's whole rotation from that point, so that's 360. And then I'm about to do green highlight. That is 180, and that is 270. So 270. And what I'm about to do in pink highlight is about halfway through the whole angle here, so or a little bit more, so let's just say 60. So we have our numbers here and we need to add them. So we have 90 plus 360 plus 270. Okay, iPad's being dumb again. Okay. Plus 60. So 90 plus 360 plus 270 plus 60 is a negative 780. Remember, negative because it's clockwise. Negative 780 degree. Okay. So we just did looking at angle and then saying the measure. What about if you have the measure and then you need to show what it looks like? Okay. So number one is 71 degrees. And let's just draw our axis, X and Y axis. So what should be said is that these are all going to be in standard position. And remember from the last video, that would mean that, I mean, not from the last video, that was on this video. Seems like this has been so long. That's where the initial side is. And we know this would be 90 degrees, so it's got to be a little bit less than that. And it's positive. So that makes sense. So it's going to be like this. And you need to show an arrow that's counterclockwise to know that's what it is. And I'm going to skip number 2 for time's sake, but that would be clockwise, which is negative. But we look at number 3. And what we need to do, this is such a big number, 13,789. We can divide that by 360. That's what you need to do. We'll talk more about that in the next video. That is 38.3027 repeating. The 38, so that divided by 360 equals approximately 38.3. The 38 means 38 total rotations. So we don't want to draw 38 rotations, so we can just draw what would be our coterminal angle that we're going to talk about next video. But we have our initial side here, and the decimal that we got, which was 3027 repeating, we need to take that decimal, multiply it by 360, and we get 109. So 109 is going to be our angle measure. So if this is 90, then a little bit more than that is going to be 109. But we'll make it this way since it, oh wait, actually this one is positive, so counterclockwise. And technically we would have 38 circles on that, but I need to draw that. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.